You are here, not by coincidence, my dear one. And I want you to feel that deep in your body, not just understand it with your mind. You didn't just stumble onto this message. A wiser part of you brought you here because you are tired of carrying the weight of trying to control everything, trying to predict everything, trying to fix everything before it even happens. So many of us live with this constant pressure inside. I need to hurry. I need to catch up. I need to know what comes next. And it's exhausting, isn't it? Tonight, for just these few moments, I want to give you a gentle permission slip. You don't have to rush. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to have it all figured out. You are allowed to be in the middle of the story and still be worthy of love, still be safe, still be guided. Maybe you've been replaying the past in your mind, thinking, if only I had done this sooner, or looking at other people's lives and whispering, I'm so far behind. My darling, you are not behind. You are on your path. Life has not forgotten you. Life has not skipped over you. Life is not handing out blessings to everyone else and leaving you at the end of the line. I like to imagine life as a loving river, always moving, always carrying us forward, and the river never asks, when will I arrive? Am I late? Am I early? The river simply flows, and yet it always reaches the ocean. You are that river too. For a moment, place your hand on your heart and just notice your breath without trying to fix it, without trying to make it spiritual or perfect. Just notice that your body is breathing you. Inhale gently, and as you exhale, say softly inside, I don't have to hold the whole timeline in my hands. Take another breath with me, and as you breathe out, imagine all those tight, invisible expectations sliding off your shoulders. The age you should be married, the money you should already have, the success you should have achieved by now. Each out-breath is you laying down one heavy should. You are not lazy. You are not failing. You are not late. You are simply tired from carrying a clock that was never meant to hang around your neck. Right now, in this very moment, you are safe enough to rest inside this sentence. I trust the process of life. I trust the process of life. I trust the process of life. Let those words rock you gently, like a loving mother rocking a child who is finally allowed to stop trying to be perfect and just be held. I want to talk to you about something that changes everything when you really let it sink in. Life is not against you. We spend so many years secretly believing that every delay is a punishment, every no is a rejection, every closed door means you are not good enough. But what if, instead of punishing you, life has been positioning you? What if the situations that felt like blocks were actually bends in the road that had to curve so you wouldn't crash into something that wasn't meant for you? Think of a flower in the wind. When the wind blows, the flower bends, it sways, it leans, and yet bending is not breaking. The flower is not failing, it is adapting, it is listening, it is surviving in a changing world. You have bent so many times in your life through heartbreaks, disappointments, detours, and you are still here. That is not proof that life is cruel. That is proof that there is a strength inside you that you barely give yourself credit for. When we live in fear, we ask, "Why is this happening to me?" And there is so much heaviness in that question, so much accusation, as if the universe is some harsh judge handing out sentences. I want to invite you to try a softer question. What is this preparing me for? Feel the difference. One question makes you a victim, the other makes you a student of life. One shuts your heart, the other opens a little window of possibility. You don't have to like every experience, neither do I, but you can choose to believe that there is an intelligence moving through your story, arranging people, timing, and even pauses in ways you can't see yet. Trust becomes your spiritual anchor in the storms. Not trust that nothing hard will ever happen, but trust that you are never facing it alone. Place your hand on your heart again and say with me, "Life is on my side. Life is on my side. Life is on my side." Even if your mind argues, even if a part of you says, "But look at everything that went wrong," let those words be like little drops of water falling on dry ground. Add another affirmation. Everything is working out, even when I don't see it. Everything is working out, even when I don't see it. You are not required to understand the whole plan in order to benefit from it. Just as your body heals cuts and bruises without you managing every cell, your life is being guided toward healing without you having to micromanage every detail. There is a divine order unfolding, even in the mess, even in the confusion, even in the delays. And the more you whisper, "Life is for me, life supports me, life loves me," the more your nervous system begins to relax and a little space opens up for miracles to find their way in. Now let's talk about timing, that word that makes so many hearts ache. We are often in such a hurry that we forget everything beautiful in nature takes time. A fruit does not ripen because you shout at it. A seed does not sprout because you nag it. A tree does not grow tall because it compares its pace to the tree next to it. There is a season for everything, and your life is no exception. When we feel impatient, we are usually telling ourselves a frightening story. If it hasn't happened yet, it never will. If it's taking this long, something is wrong with me. If others have it now and I don't, I must have missed my chance. My dear, what if none of that is true? What if the delay is not a denial, but a sacred preparation? What if some of the things you cried for years ago were not given then because they would have crushed you, or distracted you, or kept you small? I sometimes imagine life saying, "I love you too much to give you this before you are ready to enjoy it." The way a wise parent doesn't hand a sharp knife to a toddler no matter how much they scream. You are not being punished. You are being ripened. You are not being ignored. You are being prepared. So I invite you to gently let go of the idea that you are behind, that there is some invisible schedule in the sky where you are always late. Time is not running out. Time is being arranged. The people you are meant to meet are being placed. The opportunities that fit your soul are being aligned. The version of you who can truly hold the blessing is quietly being grown from the inside out. Take a breath with me and say, "I am in the right place at the right time." Even if you're sitting on a bed in a small room, even if you're listening on a crowded bus, even if your life looks nothing like what you imagined. Let those words touch the part of you that feels lost. Again, I am in the right place at the right time. I am in the right place at the right time. And then add, I am blooming in my season. I am blooming in my season. I am blooming in my season. You do not have to force your petals open. You only have to allow the light in, drop by drop, day by day. Trusting divine timing does not mean you sit and do nothing. It means you do your part with love and let life handle the rest without torturing yourself. You show up. You take the next gentle step. You listen to your inner guidance, and when it seems like nothing is happening, you remember that roots grow silently before flowers appear visibly. Something in you is growing right now. Something in you is aligning right now. Something in you is getting ready to flow in a way it never has before. And as you rest inside that truth, know this with all your heart. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned on the side of the road. You are held. You are guided. You are loved. I met a woman once who sat in front of me with her hands clenched so tightly that her knuckles were white, and as she told me her story, I could almost hear the sound of her trying to hold the whole universe together by sheer willpower. She said, "Louise, I'm exhausted. I'm tired of checking everything, planning everything, controlling everything, but I'm terrified that if I let go, everything will fall apart." And I smiled gently and said, "My darling, can you feel how your body is believing that story? Because control always shows up in the body first. The tight jaw, the shallow breath, the tense shoulders, the clenched stomach. Control creates tension. Trust creates peace. Control says, it's all on me. I must manage every detail. And trust whispers, I am supported, I am guided. I don't have to do this alone. I asked her to stand in front of a mirror later that night and simply look into her own eyes and say, you don't need to know how, you only need to say yes to now. Not say yes to the next 5 years, not say yes to every possible outcome, just say yes to this moment, this breath, this step. You may recognize yourself in her, always asking, what if this goes wrong? What if that doesn't happen? What if I can't fix it? My dear, the more you try to grip life with your fists, the more it slips through your fingers, because life is not meant to be gripped, it is meant to be held with open hands. I want you to notice right now, as you listen, where you are clenching against life, your jaw, your neck, your belly, and softly tell that part, you don't have to hold so hard. You don't have to keep everyone safe. You don't have to be the one who controls everything. Control asks the nervous system to stay on high alert. Trust invites the nervous system to sit down and rest. So I invite you, as a little experiment, to put your hand on your heart and just for a moment practice a different sentence. I surrender to the loving intelligence of life. I surrender to the loving intelligence of life. I surrender to the loving intelligence of life. You don't have to fully believe it yet. You only have to be willing to let the words touch you. Then add softly, I trust that I am exactly where I need to be. I trust that I am exactly where I need to be. I trust that I am exactly where I need to be. Feel how those words and the old controlling thoughts cannot occupy the same space with equal strength. One will slowly soften the other, and you get to choose which one you practice. I often say that letting go of control is not a sign that you are weak. It is a sign that you are finally becoming wise. Think of a wave in the vast ocean. The wave rises, it curls, it falls, it merges back into the ocean, and it never panics about where it is going. It never screams, "What if I fall in the wrong direction? What if I crash at the wrong time?" The wave surrenders to the ocean, not because it is powerless, but because it understands that its true power comes from the ocean itself. You are the wave, and life is the ocean. When you try to manage everything from your small, frightened ego, you forget that a much larger intelligence is already moving you, breathing you, guiding you. You may say, "But Louise, if I don't control everything, won't everything fall apart?" And I will ask you gently, has your controlling ever really given you peace, or has it simply made you more tired? There is a deep difference between taking loving responsibility for your life and trying to control every outcome. Responsibility says, I show up. I choose the most loving action I can. I keep my heart open. While control says, if this doesn't go exactly my way, I cannot be okay. I want you to hear this with your whole being. You are allowed to relax even when everything isn't perfectly arranged. You can breathe even with unanswered questions. You can feel safe even when the next chapter is not yet written. Letting go of control does not mean doing nothing. It means doing your part and then releasing the strangling grip on the result. So the next time you catch yourself spiraling in what if, what if, what if, place your hand on your heart, take a long, slow breath, and whisper, I surrender to the loving intelligence of life. Feel that exhale as a little surrender. Then say, I trust that I am exactly where I need to be. And if your mind starts arguing, that's all right. Just answer with kindness. Sweetheart, I hear your fear, and we are still allowed to rest. You don't have to wrestle your fear to the ground. You can simply give more and more airtime to the voice of trust. Little by little, one breath, one affirmation, one soft yes at a time, the need to control everything loosens its grip, and peace begins to slip in through the crack. Now let us move from letting go of control into something even more beautiful, embracing the flow of your own life. Many people think that flow means being passive, doing nothing, floating aimlessly. But that is not the kind of flow I am talking about. Flow, as I see it, is a peaceful responsiveness to life, showing up fully, listening deeply, and then moving with what is here, rather than fighting against it. Imagine water moving down a stream. When it meets a rock, it does not stand there arguing with the rock. It does not shout, "You shouldn't be here! You're in my way!" This is unfair. Water simply flows around the rock. It explores another path. It keeps moving. Water doesn't stop. It doesn't surrender its nature, and it doesn't waste energy on resistance. How often do you stand in front of the rocks in your life? delays, changes, disappointments, and argue with them instead of asking, how can I flow around this with grace? Anxiety is often what happens when we bump into a rock and then refuse to flow. We dig our heels in. We replay the story. We push and push against what already is. Peace, on the other hand, comes when we allow ourselves to say, all right, this is here. I don't have to like it, but I can decide how I move with it. Flow does not mean you never feel afraid. It means you no longer let fear be the only voice that directs your choices. I want you to try a little practice. The next time something doesn't go according to your plan, before you collapse into old panic, take one slow breath and ask, if I were water right now, what would I do? Maybe water would wait a moment. Maybe water would take a step to the side. Maybe water would find a new channel altogether. You don't have to figure out the next 10 years. You only need the next gentle step. And as you step, you can support yourself with new flowing sentences. I go with the flow of life, and I am at peace. I go with the flow of life, and I am at peace. I go with the flow of life, and I am at peace. Feel how that begins to soften the urge to force, to hurry, to panic. Then invite a little wonder back into your heart with, I let life surprise me with its goodness. I let life surprise me with its goodness. I let life surprise me with its goodness. You have been rehearsing worst-case scenarios for so long. Allow yourself to rehearse best-case possibilities too. When you choose to flow, you are not giving up. You are giving in to a wiser rhythm, to a deeper timing, to a kinder way of moving through your days. And slowly, gently, almost without noticing, you begin to discover that you can live inside the sentence. I don't have to push so much. I am carried. I am guided. I am part of a larger current that knows exactly where it is going. That is the peace I want for you, my dear one. Not a life where nothing ever changes, but a heart that can stay soft and trusting even as life flows and turns and bends. You know, if worrying really solved problems, most of us would already be living in paradise, wouldn't we, my dear? And yet here we are, the most intelligent, beautiful, creative beings, repeating the same anxious thoughts over and over as if they were sacred truths. So now, in this part of our time together, I want us to do something very simple and very powerful. I want us to train your mind and your heart to rest in trust, not as a theory, not as an idea you nod your head to and then forget, but as something you actually feel in your body, in your breathing, in the way you speak to yourself when nobody else is listening. Think of this as a little healing ritual we are doing together. You don't have to do it perfectly. You only have to be willing. So take a slow breath in with me now, and as you exhale, allow your shoulders to drop just a little. Let your jaw soften. Let your belly loosen. If it feels comfortable, place one hand on your heart and one on your belly, and just notice that you are here, breathing, alive. This is your safe space. In this moment, nothing is required of you except your presence. You don't have to fix your past. You don't have to know your future. You only need to be here with you. Good. Now imagine you are standing in front of a mirror. See your eyes. See that beautiful soul looking back at you. Behind those eyes is a little child who has been frightened so often, who has tried so hard, who has wondered, will life take care of me, or am I on my own? We are going to speak to that child now, with love, with patience, with the authority of the wise, loving adult you are becoming. The first affirmation is the foundation of everything we are doing today. I trust the process of life to take care of me. You don't have to force belief. You only have to offer the words like a gentle medicine. So, looking into your inner mirror, or even a real mirror if you can, whisper once, I trust the process of life to take care of me. Feel the tiniest shift in your chest as you say it. Now breathe in, and on the next exhale, say it a second time, a little more clearly. I trust the process of life to take care of me. Let that sentence wrap around the frightened parts of you like a soft blanket. One more breath, slow and kind. And a third time, as if you are talking to that small child inside. I trust the process of life to take care of me. You may feel resistance. You may feel tears. Both are welcome. They are signs that the words have reached something real in you. You might even say silently, Sweetheart, I know you were taught that everything was dangerous, but now there is a new adult in the room, and I am learning to trust life on your behalf. And as you stand there in your imagination, holding that child's hand, feel how this trust does not erase all uncertainty, but it gives you a place to stand when the winds blow. Now we add another stone to this inner foundation. This time, I want you to imagine that child sitting on your lap, leaning back against your heart. Wrap your arms around them. They have been so afraid, so tense, waiting for the next bad thing. We are going to speak directly to their nervous system now. The second affirmation is, I am always safe, and all is well in my world. First, just let the words touch your lips gently. I am always safe, and all is well in my world. You don't have to argue with your mind. Just let the sound be there. Take a slow breath. As you exhale, feel your body soften 1% more, and say it a second time, a little slower. I am always safe, and all is well in my world. Let the words sink below the level of thought into the body, into the cells. One more deep, kind breath, letting the exhale be long and easy, and then a third time, as if you were rocking that child to sleep. I am always safe, and all is well in my world. If part of you says, but it isn't, you can answer softly, I hear you. And still, in this moment, I choose to bring safety into my body. I choose to give myself the feeling I never had. Notice any tiny hint of warmth in your chest, any small release in your shoulders that is healing. That is trust beginning to whisper. Maybe I'm not as alone as I thought. Now, my darling, we bring in a beautiful truth about timing. So many of us try to pry answers out of the universe like a stubborn door, demanding, tell me now, show me now, explain it now. But life has its own rhythm, its own way of revealing what we need to know when we are ready to live it. The third affirmation speaks directly to this. Everything I need to know is revealed to me in the perfect time-space sequence. It's a long sentence, but let it roll through you like a gentle wave. First time, say it quietly, as if you are introducing a new friend to your mind. Everything I need to know is revealed to me in the perfect time-space sequence. Breathe in the possibility that you don't have to chase every answer. On the exhale, say it a second time, perhaps placing your hand on your forehead now, as if you are blessing your busy mind. Everything I need to know is revealed to me in the perfect time-space sequence. Feel how this sentence is giving you permission to step out of urgency and into trust. Take one more slow, peaceful breath, and then a third time, with a little more conviction. Everything I need to know is revealed to me in the perfect time-space sequence. Imagine your life as a book that you are reading one page at a time. You do not need chapter 10 while you are still in chapter 3. You can say to your inner child, you don't have to read ahead in fear. The story will unfold, and we will meet each page together. Let us now bring the body more consciously into this practice, because your posture, your breathing, your belly, your heart, they all participate in your trust. I want you to gently sit or stand with your feet touching the floor, feeling the support beneath you. Soften your belly, relax your shoulders. Imagine that your heart area is opening like a flower that feels the sun on its petals. From this posture, we speak the fourth affirmation, which is all about flow. I go with the flow of life, and I am at peace. The first time, say it as a gentle intention. I go with the flow of life, and I am at peace. Notice if any part of your body tightens or loosens. Breathe in, and as you exhale, imagine your breath flowing down your spine like water, and say it again. I go with the flow of life, and I am at peace. Let the words move with your breath, not against it. One more inhale, one more long, easy exhale, and a third time, as if you are giving your nervous system a new instruction. I go with the flow of life, and I am at peace. If your mind says, but I don't know how to flow, I only know how to fight, you can answer kindly, that's all right. We are learning a new way now. We are allowed to move with life instead of against it. You may even imagine your inner child standing by a river, dipping their toes into the water, learning that the current is gentle, that they can float, that they can be carried sometimes instead of always swimming upstream. And now, my dear one, we come to a very tender piece of this practice, releasing expectations and welcoming surprise. So many of us grew up believing that if we could just plan everything perfectly, we would never be hurt again. We clung to rigid pictures of how things must look, how people must behave, how our lives must unfold. But healing asks us to put those heavy pictures down and make space for something more loving, more spacious, more aligned. The fifth affirmation is a beautiful doorway into that space. I release all expectations and allow life to surprise me with its goodness. First time, say it like a soft experiment. I release all expectations and allow life to surprise me with its goodness. Feel just for a second, what it would be like to loosen your grip on how everything should be. Take a breath. On the exhale, say it a second time, perhaps with your palms turned slightly upward as a gesture of openness. I release all expectations and allow life to surprise me with its goodness. Imagine yourself clearing a little space in your heart, taking old, rigid rules off the shelves and making room for unexpected gifts. One more slow, loving breath, and a third time, as if you are talking to that controlling part of you with kindness. I release all expectations and allow life to surprise me with its goodness. You can whisper to your inner child, we don't have to brace for bad things all the time. It is safe to expect good. It is safe to let blessings find us. And perhaps you even make a tiny promise. From now on, I am willing to notice every small good thing that comes my way as proof that life remembers me. These 5 affirmations are not magic spells. They are loving choices, repeated until your inner world begins to trust them. Use them as often as you like while you are brushing your teeth, before you go to sleep, when you wake in the night. Look into your eyes in the mirror, touch your heart, and give your mind, your body, and your inner child this new language of trust. Little by little, thought by thought, breath by breath, you are teaching yourself to live in a kinder universe. Now, let us talk about something that very few people see as powerful, but I consider it one of the great spiritual keys: patience. People often wrinkle their noses at that word, as though I had suggested a bowl of plain broccoli for dessert. They think patience means waiting miserably, doing nothing, being a victim of delay. But I see patience very differently. To me, patience is a spiritual weapon, a cloak of peace you wrap around yourself while life is arranging the pieces. When you are impatient, you treat time as your enemy. It's taking too long. I'm falling behind. Nothing is happening. When you practice patience, you begin to treat time as your ally. Something is growing, even if I cannot see it yet. Something is forming beneath the surface. Every seed grows in silence before it breaks the surface. You don't dig up the seed every morning to check if it's working. You water it, you give it sunlight, you trust the process hidden in the dark soil. Your dreams, your healing, your new life, they are like that seed. You may see nothing for a while and think, it's not working. But below the surface, roots are forming, strength is building, alignment is happening. Patience is the choice to stay kind and trusting while that secret work unfolds. I want you to picture an inner garden now. In this garden, you have planted seeds of trust, seeds of flow, seeds of self-love. You don't stand over them screaming, hurry up. You don't compare your little sprouts to someone else's tall tree and declare yourself a failure. Instead, you say, I am willing to tend what is mine at the pace that is right for me. Patience is not passive. It is deeply active in a gentle way. It is choosing to breathe instead of panic. It is choosing to repeat your affirmations instead of rehearsing disaster. It is choosing to rest when your body is tired instead of whipping it to go faster. When you are patient, you are no longer begging life to perform on your schedule. You are walking side by side with life, trusting that the rhythm you share is wiser than your calendar. You can say to yourself, "Let peace be your practice. Let trust be your rhythm." When you catch that old anxious drumbeat of faster, 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 you can place your hand on your heart and say, "No, my love, today we walk, we don't run. Today we breathe, we don't chase. Today we choose divine timing over self-torture." Patience also means being gentle with your own progress. You are not a machine being upgraded. You are a soul unfolding. Some days you will feel so full of trust you could light up a room. Other days you will feel small and scared and tempted to go back to old habits. Both days are part of the journey. Instead of attacking yourself with, "I should be further along by now," you can practice a new sentence. "I am exactly where I need to be to learn my next loving lesson." That is patience. That is spiritual strength. In a world that worships urgency, one of the bravest things you can say is, "I am not in a hurry. I am in divine rhythm." Let's practice that now. Breathe in slowly, and as you exhale, say it once, gently, "I am not in a hurry. I am in divine rhythm." Feel how different that feels from the usual inner whip. Breathe again, and a second time, a little more anchored. "I am not in a hurry. I am in divine rhythm." One more loving breath, and a third time, as if you are sealing this truth into your day. "I am not in a hurry. I am in divine rhythm." And then, as we come toward the close of this message, I want to give you one more affirmation that ties everything together: trust, timing, flow, and your relationship with life itself. I trust life. Life trusts me. This is a partnership affirmation. It reminds you that you are not a beggar at the door of the universe. You are a beloved participant in a living, breathing, intelligent cosmos. So once more, take a breath in, and on the exhale say softly, "I trust life. Life trusts me." Let those words sit in your chest. Again, breathing in, breathing out, "I trust life. Life trusts me." Imagine life as a loving presence beside you, nodding, saying, "Yes, I do. I do trust you to grow, to choose again, to open your heart." One last slow, beautiful breath, and a third time, "I trust life. Life trusts me." Feel how that sentence straightens your spine in a gentle way. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are learning to move at the speed of your own soul. So, my dear one, when you feel restless, when you feel like nothing is happening fast enough, remember your inner garden. Remember the seed in the dark soil. Remember the river that doesn't rush to the sea in panic, but follows its path. Remember that patience is not the absence of action. It is the presence of peace within your action. You can walk, you can work, you can love, you can choose, and at the same time, you can rest inside these truths. I am not in a hurry. I am in divine rhythm. I trust life. Life trusts me. Each time you repeat them, you are putting down the heavy weapons of fear and picking up the gentle, luminous sword of trust. And as always, as you practice, know this with all your heart. You are guided, you are supported, you are loved more than you can possibly imagine. Life loves you, and so do I.